Come along, Mana. Numenon and its forbidden wisdom awaits. To think the set of instructions I laughably imagined may actually exist but yalms away from where you found me napping. If I had known of Alzadal III's exploits sooner, I could well have saved myself days of research. Even a children's book might have pointed me in the right direction. To achieve the impossible, one must needs be flexible of mind and look beyond conventional wisdom. A lesson I had already learned, but clearly not taken to heart. Aww. Archon Yashola and guest identified. Do you wish to proceed into the restricted archives? Yeah! Follow me if you would. Watch your step and please note that the use of naked flames is discouraged. Wow.
If House Damia's notes are to be found anywhere, it will be here. Let us begin.
This is like an official piano mix of the Great Kubel Library. I've heard it before, but I wasn't expecting to hear it in the game. This is like from one of their albums. Can I have an orchestrion, please? So many books I've yet to read. Yes, yes, we are here for one specific volume. You needn't remind me. This is like cool, forbidden Google library without monsters attacking. Yet. Today, in a world not my own, I met the most beautiful void-born creature. She was so unlike her ravenous brethren. Eyes blazing not with hunger, but trembling, like a candle's flame threatening to flicker out at any moment. I wonder if she is even the proper word. Such distinctions seem inconsequential, insignificant even. All that matters is the love I feel for this exquisite, transcendent being. Though you are tempted to read more, this does not seem to be the volume you are seeking. No, I want to read more! In the year 1564 of the 6th Astral Era, the Amalja summoned Ifrit, their patron god. Accounts describe the being as a gigantic lizard-like being with a potent command of fire-aspected magics. If we consider that primal summoning is an act fueled by faith and prayer, it is unsurprising, if not expected, that the resulting deiform entity should manifest the appearance and powers with which it is attributed by its worshippers. What, then, might emerge from the ether should one who believes in an almighty omniscience attempt the same ritual? Would the scholar himself grace us with his presence? Some other embodiment of divine sagacity? Could this man-made god truly be all-knowing? And if it were, whence would such knowledge arise? I myself have many questions concerning the nature of the ancient world. With no spell to transport me back to the days of old, could I instead summon a being possessed of encyclopedic wisdom of every age, yet with no means to verify its pronouncements? How could one be certain they were true? Though your mind spins with the possibilities discussed therein, this does not seem to be the volume you are seeking. No! I want to read more about making a Thaliac primal. Talk about that. I want to hear more. The following pages detail an advanced method for manipulating rift-spanning apertures devised by Nuhashan, the 9th patriarch of House Demir. Oh, this is what I'm looking for. I can still read other books, right? Did I get them all? I just don't want to miss any of the books. Like, this is the right one. But I wanna read all the books. I think that's all of them. Anyway. We present these research notes to the faculty of Charlian Studium as both a token of our friendship and an expression of our boundless admiration. I have found the forbidden volume I seek. Y'shtola will need to make the final confirmation. I sure hope I found all the books. I will be very sad if I missed any. Maybe there's like a Reddit thread somewhere about it. You have something you'd like to show me, do you? My apologies, I flipped open but a single book and was completely absorbed by the contents. Well done, Mana. I think you may have found our prize.
Yes, the ether signature is unmistakable. I've felt the traces of House Damia's resonance many times at the Great Work. Time to see what all the fuss was about. Among the ranks of the Voidsent, there exist entities with the power to call forth their brethren from beyond. The species known as Atomos, however, is uniquely prodigious in this regard. From its distended maw, it can expel an endless procession of void-born creatures, a talent which sorely tested the Radiant Host in its battles against these abominations. Surmising that the entity itself was acting as a void gate, we endeavored to capture a small specimen and subsequently examine its physiological structure. Our findings reveal that the Atomos had absorbed a planar fissure into its own flesh, which it could expand at will into a functioning gate. Upon further analysis, we identified an ethereal wave pattern emitted during this process. A pattern we were able to emulate by passing crystal-stored ether through a specially designed prism. We proceeded to embed said prism into an arcane simulacrum, thus completing what we have dubbed our artificial Atomos. How could I have been so blind to the possibilities? This species, not to mention its ability to summon Voidsent, has been discussed among academics for years now. Just before the advent of the 7th Umbral Calamity, we received reports of Atomos sightings from every corner of Eorzea. Surely you've at least heard the tales.
Yeah. Sorry.
And still, House Damia went and built a mock Atomos of their very own. I'm not surprised the Archons consigned their work to a restricted archive. It was no easy task, but at last we've unearthed the volume we've been searching for. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted to stay longer. See what other forbidden titles might be lurking on these shelves? Ah, but that would be abusing the very special privilege we've been granted now, wouldn't it? Better not.
Yushtola is showing some restraint. It's incredible. Did we take the book with us? Is that allowed? Eorzea has been added to the Codex. 7th Umbral Calamity. I should probably read that, because I didn't know about the Atomos thing. I mean, obviously I know about the Atomos Voidsent, but I didn't know that Atomos were showing up all around Eorzea. Was that like a 1.0 thing? Congratulations on locating the object of your search! Please move along. Thank you. As much as I would love to start crafting the Atomos, I'm afraid this is far outside my field of expertise. Fortunately, we know a Honish alchemist who would be delighted to involve herself in our House Stamir project. Our business here is concluded for the moment. Please pass on our regards to the forum. Your message will be conveyed. Should you wish to indulge in more forbidden literature, I will be here. Patron mode disabled. Security mode engaged. If anyone can help us, Nidhana can. I say we return to Thabner and look for her at the Great Work. Okay. All these sallow, sleep-deprived faces, but their eyes still burn with fiery zeal. Some things never change. Y'shtola tells me you are pursuing a most fascinating study, and that you want me to be a part of it. I have no doubt you will be interested. This research log should speak for itself. Yeah, we were allowed to just take it. Will it now? And we're allowed to just show anybody? By the sisters! This is the mark of House Demir! I never even knew such a work existed. Few should. It was sequestered to Numenon's restricted archives, after all. It was? But that means every word within is forbidden knowledge. A forbidden tome filled with forbidden research, and you put it right into my unsuspecting hand? I can hardly wait to read it! Ah, girls' book night. Girls' night of forbidden knowledge. Let's go. To think the Daemir were developing such marvelous techniques so long ago. How many innovations have been lost over the centuries, I wonder? Now that you've glanced over the notes, what say you to helping us build a new mock Atomos? I say yes! 1,000 times yes! Work on a Daemir project that had even the redoubtable scholars of Sharlayan trembling in their sandals? No alchemist of the great work could resist. You are a woman after my own heart. Oh my god, Y'shtola has so many girlfriends. Oh, I suppose I should ask, what do you mean to do with this big-mouthed simulacrum once we built it? We're going to the 13th, baby! So, there's a secret void gate, and it's sealed in the ruins at the bottom of the bounty. Today is a day of revelations indeed. If the purpose of our man-made Atomos is to expand this hidden portal, then I will need to see it for myself, I think. Manipulating rift-spanning apertures is not the sort of thing you want to attempt without first taking into account every single factor. Then by all means, accompany us to the vault. I plan to lead us back there shortly, once we finish gathering the components I require. Sharlayan's markets provided the raw aquarine and pure water crystals, but I might need help obtaining a small quantity of astrally infused water. For such a liquid, you need to go no further than the Font of Maya. The ascetics of old once favored the place for their meditations, and the water which pools there is known to enliven the flow of ether. That sounds perfect. If you would be so kind as to fill a flask at the pool, I will petition Vritra to join us. The idea I have in mind won't amount to much without his authority to command the Void Gate. Shall we go about it then? We meet back here anon. I thought for a second they were going to send me back to Sharlayan to pick up some water crystals. Back and forth, back and forth. Ah, there is no greater joy than having a new puzzle to ponder. Cool, I got it. Let's go back. Back and forth, back and forth. Everyone is here! Oh, I forgot to mention, the Font of Maya attracts aggressive wildlife, and you should watch out for them when, you go there next time. My apologies. Thanks, Nidhana. Hello, Mana. I'm feeling small today. Archon Y'shtola requested that I join you, but of her plans she offered scant detail. The boy Murad was glad to hear the news of the Foundation. It means a new life for him and his sister. Aww. Do you have the flask for me? Here's your flask, Y'shtola. Just for you. Yes, this should suffice. Thank you, Mana. look who I came across. A Stydian seemed in need of a diversion, and we, in turn, made need of his lance. Right then, now that our little party is assembled, let us make our way to the ruins. Will we have need for Matsia's boat again? Not this time. Once Yishchola informed me of our destination, I arranged for a vessel to be made ready at Akyali. Your Excellency is ever the gracious host, shall we? Onto the boat, if you please. We can chat on the way there. You need not keep your weapons close at hand. The Guardians will not attack if I am present, so I pray you leave them be. And all this time, I thought the tales of Alzahal's horde were no more than drunken sailors' fancies. 'Tis likely not needed with Varshan along, but I held onto a map against the chance we might return to the ruins. The ship is yours to command. Our thanks. We set sail at once. Oh, this is so exciting! Alzahal's legacy, to see the truth of a legend with my own eyes. All aboard for the treasure vault! Let's go! He laid waste to them ere I could utter a single word. I thought we cleared this place of construct the last time we came through. 'Twould seem a few stragglers remained. Astidian! Did you break Vritra's toys again? Poor Vritra. He really should have spoken with Astidian before we left. I shudder to think that what we've caused him in terms of construct materials. Oh my god! Astidian! Stop breaking Vritra's toys!
The ruins alone were impressive enough, but I never dreamed such a treasure lay hidden in the depths of the bounty. It may have been helpful to know this device existed, Your Excellency.
My apologies. The gate was a secret I shared with none but my closest advisors. I feared for what might happen should those with ill intentions learn of its existence.
What is it you're doing now?
There's something I wish to verify. The NOAA reports claim that a short stint into the void carries little risk of etheric imbalance. Should one suffer an injury, however, or if one's expedition drags on longer than intended, that risk becomes significantly greater. Gra has theorized that a warding scale would confer protection from the void's corrupting influence. But I would prefer to test that hypothesis before we set foot in the 13th ourselves.
So, this is an experiment of sorts?
Yes, an experiment. Tell me, how would you go about testing the efficacy of the warding scale?
Let's send Justinian. Just look at him.
What? Why are you looking at me like that? Surely you'd not expect me to wriggle through that tiny portal.
I do expect you to do it.
You needn't attempt anything so drastic. A small familiar should serve well enough.
Drippy! Yishola's gonna make Drippy!
Now, a lowly imp can navigate a fissure, no matter how narrow. Which means an arcane entity of similar stature should be able to manage the same.
We're gonna make a little Drippy!
I hadn't wanted it to come to this, but no other familiars will do, I'm afraid.
Yishtola, you need to be proud of your original character. Like, it doesn't matter how long ago you made it. I know you were just a kid when you made Drippy, but you know what? Drippy is yours. You made him. He's a part of you. And sometimes, even if it's cringe, sometimes you need to look back and appreciate your old OCs.
I mislike the sound of that. What manner of fiend does she mean to summon?
Oh, Estinian, you're gonna love this.
From ocean rise and cloudbank form, from mountain spring and rainfall storm, from river flow and life be born. Water, water, froth and foam!
Ready your arms. I fear she's been possessed.
Oh, come now. That was adorable.
Water, water, froth and foam! Time to play!
Aww, Drippy! No, Y'shtola! I know it's cringe, but I love it.
Though not my first choice. These familiars I conceived of as a child have the best chance of fitting through the gate. I only wish my younger self had considered a more dignified ending to the creation ritual.
Oh, Y'shtola. Oh, Y'shtola.
In any case, these two should serve us well. This one will bear a warding scale. And when they return from the 13th, we can observe how the talisman, or absence thereof, has affected the progress of the Void's corruption. If I could impose upon you to open the gate. Your Excellency?
Ah, yes, of course.
This
We
is
should
the
also be wary of void scent slipping through while we conduct our experiment. Estinian, you are to keep Nidhana safe from harm.
This is the funniest thing Y'shtola has done in the entire game. I love her. I love her.
What did you say?
You had best be on your guard as well.
I have to make fun of her. I have to. I know it's dangerous, but I have to. Froth and foam!
Oh, are you volunteering to join the Pixies? I could shrink you down, you know.
I love her!
Let us begin, shall we? Nixies, into the void.
Water, water, froth and foam! Into shining realms we roll!
Every time I come here, it reminds me of that dark portal above the Crystal Tower, and the final lash of Asaha's tail as she plunged into the void. Sisters, save me! I will never see Y'shtola the same way again! Froth and foam, indeed! I struggle to picture Y'shtola as a little girl. Easier to believe she sprang fully formed from one of Master... Oh no! We need to wait for a time to ensure a meaningful result. Be patient and keep watch for any intruders. I want to see Void Drippy.
I think we've waited long enough. Nixies, return to my side! Thank you, little one. You did well.
Oh, the poor thing. Its essence has been irrevocably warped.
We're out of time! I must reseal the Void Gate.
They're coming through!
In the name of Alzadal III, I bar this door unto the void!
Well, that was a sharp lesson in the dangers of void gates.
And what of our experiment? I'd say the results speak for themselves.
The unprotected Nixie has suffered extensive etheric corruption. As Nidhana observed, it's well on its way to becoming a void scent. The one merged with the talisman, however, appears unaffected. I sense no changes to its equilibrium. Rest now, little ones.
Graha's theory was correct, then.
So it would seem. But while our second familiar was untouched by void energies, the talisman itself shows signs of degradation. It was, of course, originally designed to shield the soul from primal tempering. It stands to reason that etheric corruption of a different sort would affect it differently. We may need to modify the warding scale's design to account for the 13th's uniquely unstable ether.
You've said much of the Void's instability, but my imagination fails me. What manner of place is this broken world?
Ah, my apologies. I forget that not all of us spend our days sequestered in dusty archives. The 13th is a reflection of the source that was drowned in a flood of darkness. In Emmett Selk's own words, this tragedy was a result of the Ascians' attempts to force a rejoining. They erred in their haste, and made of that world a useless void. You remember Una Kalhai, the unusual child we met during our troubles with the Warring Triad. He explained the fate of the 13th thus. The champions of that ill-fated world used the stone known as Auracite to contain the power of primals, but those self-same heroes were gradually corrupted by the Auracite's bleeding energies, transforming into fiends with an endless hunger for ether. By the time anyone thought to oppose them, Light's strength had grown too feeble, and the balance of the 13th tipped into eternal darkness. It was Elidibus, as I recall, who rescued Unakalhai's spirit from his final battlefield. But I wonder if there were others whom the emissary saved from oblivion.
Oh, there's Silva. Yeah, there's Silva. There's Silva.
Silva? The adventurer who traveled with the Warriors of Light? And you say she was another of Elidibus's pawns?
Bring them into the MSQ.
I see. So Ciela, or rather Silva, was beguiled by the same dreams of heroism as Unakalhai.
And they're hanging out on the first.
Experience. Will you tell us of what you observed during Noah's expedition?
Silva and Unukalhai are both hanging out on the first right now. I wonder if they're going to be an MSQ because you have to do a lot of side content for that to happen.
I can picture it now. The sunless, Stygian expanse, infested with legions of ether-starved monstrosities. A void in every sense of the word.
What you have described in such lurid detail is exactly why I hesitate to encourage you.
Worry not, great Vritra. Our journey into the 13th is but the first leg of a longer voyage. A voyage that shall lead us to other reflections, to new mysteries and discoveries. And I mean to be there every step of the way. But first, I must focus on refining the warding talisman.
Then I can begin work on constructing an artificial Atomos. Or I could if I had the relevant manuals to hand. Might I be so bold as to request access to the Satrap's family archives? Your Excellency?
Oh, yes. That can be arranged. I will speak to my officials upon our return.
We will see you back in the city then.
I am so on board with where the story's going right now. I want this so bad. Seeing the Void's terrors firsthand was an experience, but I doubt fear of such creatures is at the root of Vritra's hesitation. Once Nidhana succeeds in replicating the Mock Atomos, this door into the 13th will be ours to open. Will you be crossing the threshold alongside us? I realize this is more my endeavor than yours. To be honest, I've no interest in visiting the Void myself. Might we discuss this later? There is something I must do first. Why does everyone insist on being so secretive? I, at least, had good reason for not wanting to explain my Nixie ritual. Shall we proceed with our other preparations, then? As we saw, the warding scale can be effective at protecting the bearer from other sources of etheric corruption. Nevertheless, the talisman's durability will need to be improved if it is to withstand the Void's influence for a prolonged length of time. And I think that is a problem we can address without involving the brilliant but busy alchemists who created it. Who do we know who excels at this sort of structural augmentation? Garlond Ironworks! An excellent suggestion. As I recall, Sid himself is no stranger to the Void and its volatile energies. With his experienced hand at the helm, I have every confidence that the Ironworks can strengthen the warding scale. Come, let us visit their operation in Rhalgr's Reach and commission their best and brightest. Hell yeah! Oh, hell yes! This is instant warp to Rhalgr's Reach. That's what I like to see. Save me some money. Save me an Aetheryte ticket. Perhaps this young man can locate Sid for us. Mana, what brings you to the Ironworks? We have a commission for you and your president, actually, assuming he's available. Master Sid? Certainly. I'll see if he has a moment free. A pleasure as always. I hear you have a job for us. Heading into the void to find a lost dragon? That sounds almost pedestrian compared to your last adventure. Honestly, I don't know if you could say anything that would surprise me after meeting on in that bloody mess. Alright, let's take a look at this talisman of yours. You said there were signs of degradation? It seems some manner of corrosum has set in around a scratch on its surface, much as the void's corruption seeped into Nero through his wounds. In which case, our best bet may be to simply prevent the scale from being damaged in the first place. And how might we achieve that? We have a coating agent for strengthening trinkets and the like, but I'd be wary of applying any compound which might upset the scale's delicate alchemical balance. Far safer to dress it in armor. We'll construct a protective casing, one utilizing metal alloys with high etherical conductivity, as to not impede the talisman's primary function. A suit of armor, as you said. Nero has compiled data on the 13th, so I'll have him pitch in with a design just to be sure. If only it weren't such an ordeal to convince him to follow our safety protocols. I swear, I've never had such a reckless employee. In any case, we may need some time to untangle the particulars. Understandable. We know how busy your schedule is, and the final result will doubtless be worth the wait. We'll have to wait until 6.2. Ha! The hard part will be ducking Jessie and her constant barrage of demands while we sneak about doing the fun stuff. We'll see what we can do. I think we can leave the rest in Sid's capable hands. Let's return to the great work and see how Nidhana is getting on with the mock Atomos. The insatiability of curiosity of our alchemists has ever amazed me, though I've largely left them to their own devices since we opened the gate together. I hope Nidhana has good news for us.
Hey, Stola. The adjustments are going well, I hope?
'Tis a lengthy process, but the end is in sight, yes.
That's wonderful news. I myself had some good fortune searching through the Satrap's private records. What I found was a transaction log dated around the same period as when Alzadal's legacy was built. It included a purchase list of highly exclusive alchemical components, and I knew I'd discovered the key to making the artificial Atomos. I then visited the High Crucible to commission the materials. After I'd explained my requirements, I was beset by volunteers insisting I allow them to help with the entire project.
The usual reaction to someone forcing open a void gate is to run for the hills. Harnish academics certainly are a different breed.
The alchemists of old were cut from a similar cloth. The unknown held no fear for them. Indeed, They were ever eager to seek new knowledge, regardless of the danger.
And were you not also fearless? Heedless even, in your determination?
My sire entered his dormancy before I was hatched. And so it was Ashdaya who kept my eggs safe and warm. It created a bond between us. Even long after I learned to fend for myself, I rarely strayed from her side. She was my guardian, my sister, my dear companion. And not a single day passes that I do not mourn her absence. No matter how deep the darkness, I would not surrender my search. I promised myself the time would come when we would once more take to the skies together. But I am satrap now.
The Radiant Host is here to serve, Your Excellency.
Nabdeen, what is this about?
Sir Estinian told us of your predicament. For centuries you have protected Rads at Han, never showing your true self, hiding behind a curtain and living only in service to the people. Your dedication meant more to us than your deceit, and so did we accept you as our rightful ruler. After all that you have sacrificed for this nation, did you imagine we would begrudge you your heart's desire? We survived the final days. We are a strong and proud people. We, the Radiant Host, will keep Thavnair safe in your absence.
Oh.
I am grateful for your loyalty and for your encouragement. And yet,
Now you listen to me, Varshan. You are wearing that face, after all. As I have told you before, you are a little brother to us all. And if you are family, then so too is your sister. We are there for you if you need us. But do not ask us to sit by and watch while you abandon a sibling you have ached to rescue for millennia.
We will succeed in opening the way. It is only a matter of time. All you need do is prepare to step through to the other side.
Your Excellency, I wanted to thank you for building the orphanage. It means so much that my sister and I will have a place to be together, safe and happy. And I hope that you and your sister can be together again too.
take heart and protect them well. Such were the words I once said to you, and here I stand, failing to live up to them. If my heart is torn, I am fit to protect neither Ashdaya nor Radzadhan. My people, I have come to a decision. Vashan will depart Thavnair for a time. My dragon self will remain in the palace, but only to conduct the satrap's most essential duties. While I am focused on controlling this vessel, there may be matters that escape my attention. I rely on you, my trusted friends, to watch over one another until I return.
Take care, and fair fortune, little brother. Many tears would be shed should you come to harm.
I would not dare make you cry.
Uh, that really got me. That was a really good cutscene. That really got me. We'll have that Atomos built before you know it. When a project like this comes along, we give it our full and undivided attention. Sleep? Ha! Who needs it? Oh, that reminds me. I really should finish that other project I was working on for His Excellency. Other project? What? Someone needed to give that boy a good talking to? You don't suppose I'll be reprimanded, do you? I did just yell at the satrap. Vritra is everyone's little brother. I love him. I will not squander this chance you have given me. I will find Azdaya. Convincing others to follow their hearts is not my forte. I would have gladly let out more philosophical comrades to take the lead had they been here. You surprise me, Astinian. For a lone wolf, you've shown an unusual degree of, shall we say, involvement in helping Vritra reach this conclusion. 'Twas for the greater good. The worm's thundering sighs were keeping his citizens awake at night, and had travelers believing the palace racked by some unnatural storm. What of your own answer, then? You seem disinclined to venture into the void. When I was one with Nidhogg, his vengeful thoughts were my thoughts, his endless rage my rage, and the soul-chilling grief he nursed for Radatosker's death. I would not wish such agony upon a foe, let alone a friend and an ally. If there is a chance we can spare Vritra that pain, then I will follow you. Any other former scions we should call on? Bring in Graha. I'd rather not bother our comrades with aught less than a dire threat to the star. We four should be sufficient for our purpose. That's okay, I have 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 of my significant others are coming with me. Now on to specifics. Unlike the first, where the flood of light was halted before its devastation was complete, the 13th has been utterly submersed by darkness. My plan, as such, is to explore the void in stages, withdrawing to safety after each brief foray. It would be more convenient if we had some manner of base camp nearer to the gate itself. One of the palace chambers could serve. Come, let us reconvene outside Megaduda. Oh man. I really, really like where this story is going. I'm really excited. This is going to be a really fun adventure. Just me, my girlfriend, my second boyfriend, and Vritra, the little dragon boy. But man, that cutscene really, really tugged at the heartstrings. I tell you what, that cutscene really got to me. And oh my god, I hope we can save Azdaya. I will be so heartbroken if Azdaya is already lost, but oh my god, I want to save her so bad. I was put up in a guest room in the palace while I awaited my audience with Vritra. I expect we'll be given the use of something similar. Conducting our expedition out of the Rising Stones would raise just as many questions as recruiting too many scions. At least here in Radzahan, we might be expected to appear road-weary from our local explorations. And so we will require suitable accommodations. Might we make something available for our guests? All the chambers are presently hosting the great mounds of treasure we carried out of the vault. Once the Foundation's activities begin in earnest, however, we can redistribute the trove and make a room or two ready for habitation. Good. Please inform me when you've completed the arrangements. It'll be done in 6.2, I promise you, sir. As you heard, we will have you settled in Megaduda in due time. As ever, you are most gracious, Your Excellency. You risk yourselves to aid me in my search for Azdaya. Providing comfortable quarters is the least I can do. I only wish we knew more about our destination. The gods only know how long our exploration might possibly take, or what our chances of success might possibly be. Succeed or fail, I am grateful to you for convincing me to make the attempt. On that note, I will return to the great work and lend what help I can to Nidhana. If you've preparations to make ere we venture into the 13th, now is the time. All I need is my armor and my lance. Perhaps I'll train with the Radiant Host to pass the time before we depart. You know what this means to me, Mana, but my purpose need not consume you as well. We are headed to another world. For what joy you can in the experience, for you are a traveler, an adventurer at heart. This I know. Man. Oh man, oh man. Meanwhile, in the 13th, more Golbez, more Golbez? More Golbez? Any Golbez in the chat? That's Xenos' void scent, right? Is that Xenos? Don't be Xenos, please.
And thus I am returned. To this world, bereft of saviors.
That's not Xenos, it's his void scent, correct? It's not Xenos, it's his void scent. Correct? Okay. Okay. Our journey into the void promises to be neither short nor simple, yet I will persevere. I have kept my sister waiting for far, far too long. Okay. That wasn't Xenos. That was his void scent, which we don't know a thing about, by the way. So we're gonna learn about Xenos' void scent. I'm reassuring myself over here. That's not Xenos, it's his void scent. It has to be. Okay. But that's good, because I was really disappointed that, like, Xenos' void scent just wasn't explained. But his void scent's still in the story, so... Who is that? Who is Xenos' void scent? So some thoughts. I wonder how Golbez and the Four Fiends are gonna work. I mean, my best guess is that the Four Fiends are gonna be our trial series, right? Because, they said when they were promoting Endwalker that the epilogue, the quote-unquote epilogue to their expansions, which are like patches 0.1 through 0.3, are all covered in Endwalker's main story. So, like, for example, how Shadowbringers, the 5.0 trial is Hades, right? But the story, the epilogue, continues through 5.3, where we also fight Elidibus, right? They said that was all put into the main base expansion, the 6.0 expansion. So, like, if it had done the same thing as the previous expansions, I imagine it would be something like Hydaelyn would have been the final boss of 6.0, and then the Endsinger would have been the final boss of 6.3, if they had done it like they'd done before. So what I'm trying to say is that maybe we won't have a quote-unquote story boss for 6.3. Like, maybe these next 4 trials are going to be all 4 of the 4 fiends, right? Scarmaleon, the Fiend of Earth, Cagnazzo, the Fiend of Water, Barbarashia, the Fiend of Wind, and Rubicante, the Fiend of Fire, the best one. Like, it's like, that's 4 trials for 6.2, 3, 4, and 5, right? And that'll lead us to the 13th, which will be a whole new expansion, right? And Golbez will be there? I don't know how Golbez works into all this, but point is what I'm saying is I think they're setting up the 4 fiends to be our 4 upcoming trials. Like, there isn't going to be a quote-unquote final boss, like with, you know, Elidibus and Nidhogg and Tsukiyomi and stuff like that. Like, we're not going to get that. We're going to get the 4 fiends, I think. This is speculation. Xenos' Void Scent. I have a lot of questions about that. So, I'm glad we're going to get some answers. Like, I thought we were just going to forget all about him. That Void Scent, now that Xenos is gone. Xenos is gone for good, right? But I'm all for learning about Xenos' Void Scent. I want to know more, so that's good. Anyway, that was 6.1, right? I finished the story. I still haven't edited any of my Endwalker videos, but hopefully before 6.2 I'll have something out. But yeah, hey, thanks for watching. I hope you had as much fun as I did. I will see you in 4 months. Bye.